you are mine. If you are mine. Hey girls, so y'all, we're gonna be starting the vlog off by going on one of our fabulous bombshell walks. So I think what we're gonna do is walk to La Madeleine's and have lunch, and then we'll head back to the house. And so we get to hit two birds with one stone. So I'm in the mood for like a Caesar salad with some pasta. We'll probably do some strawberries on the side. As far as the fast, I know we were fasting and getting rid of sugar, but what I had to realize is like, I honestly don't have a lot of that type of stuff in my diet. And the only reason why I don't is because I don't buy stuff like that. And so I've noticed that I didn't have the same results with the sugar fast as I did with the social media fast. And so I think because one thing you're really sacrificing because you enjoy, and the other thing, it's not a sacrifice because it's not something that's a constant. And so what I'm gonna do is go back to doing my social media fast, even though after the initial one, I just really wasn't. It was just so weird. Like I just wasn't even as interested. It's amazing how the one thing that you lean on and that you depend on, you know, to help you cope or whatever it is, that one thing that is a constant and it's always there, the minute you go without it for a while, you realize you don't need it. And to be honest with you girls, that could be as far as like relationships are concerned or anything, you know. It's like we get ourselves into like these relationships and these situations, and then it's like you get scared. You know you need to let go. You know it's not good for you. You know that it's hindering all of the other things that you can have. It's hindering your productivity, but you have a fear of letting it go. And then the minute you let it go, it's painful. You want to go back to it. But then you start to realize after a while how not having this thing in your life is serving more of a benefit than it is a hindrance. Baby, when I tell you it's so goddamn hot in here, the Madeleine's should be ashamed of themselves. Y'all, I walked like, this is about a 30-minute walk from my house, but when I tell you it's hotter in here than it is outside, and I'm only sitting in here so I can kind of catch my breath. And so more than likely what we're gonna do is just walk down the sidewalk a little bit, and we're probably gonna end up at Wingstop because it's too hot to eat in here and it's not enough shade to eat outside. And so I thought at some point it would cool off, but it never did. So anyway, I just wanted to give you guys an update because I know y'all was expecting for us to eat here, and I was too, but girl, I can't take this heat. All right, girls, so we made it to Wingstop, and we actually managed to get a free side of corn because we did a survey. So thank you. Oh, so I thought that was mine. I'm embarrassed. But anyway, so y'all know I don't like spicy food, so what I did, I got the lemon pepper wings, and they are mighty tasty. And then I got the garlic parmesan as well. Ooh, they heavy, girl. They got some weight on them, okay? Baby, look at that. Ooh, I never had their parmesan wings. I've had the ones from Papa John's, but never from here. And we got some ranch, and we got some fries. Now, let me just say this. The fries are not as like crispy. Well, they're very crispy and crunchy, but I noticed that they are very light-handed with the seasoning. And then, of course, we got a crisp, delicious, refreshing Coke after sitting in that hot box that they want to call La Madeleine's. Girl, y'all, La Madeleine's y'all need to be ashamed of y'all self, girl. I mean, I need to call Tia Kemp to call up to La Madeleine's and cuss them out for that heat. Because the last time we went, it was extremely hot, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna give them a pass because it's extremely early in the morning, and maybe, you know, because of the ovens just firing up, that's why it's hot. But no, that guy, I asked one of the employees, he was like, it's been hot in here like that for a while. And I was like, how do you guys work? And he was like, we just get used to it. And so it's not about the management team there. It's really about corporate headquarters not, you know, seeing it fit to have it fixed. But all I know is, baby, we about to chow down into these wings, girl. So if you girlies do not like spicy wings, absolutely try the lemon pepper. It's so crispy and crunchy. Y'all, why? Why do I get so happy when it's time to eat, girl? Girl, look at how I just peel off the bone. Let me see. I got it. Let's try it and rate this 1 through 10. So the chicken is fried ever so lightly.
Bricks, all white bricks, off white bricks, like 10 bricks. Just hit a lick with 50 more bricks. Ballin' like a bitch with all these bricks.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. This food be getting too good to me, girl. Okay, so we know that the lemon pepper wings are a 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. Now let's get into this Parmesan. They done got a little fancy on the Parmesan. So, look at all of that. I guess that's Parmesan cheese. So, now I'm noticing these are not as crispy, but I'm thinking it's because I'm thinking because these are probably like shaken in more of like a wet batter, like maybe some type of lemon. I mean, not lemon, I'm sorry, some type of like butter type of situation. Those are good, but the lemon pepper is hitting way, way, way harder. Lemon pepper. So this is my recommendation. If you're going to get the chicken Parmesan and the lemon pepper, I'm finna tell y'all something in just a second. I'm gonna recommend that you eat the Parmesan first, the garlic Parmesan first, because the lemon pepper, baby, is gonna knock your socks off. You hear me? It's gonna knock your socks off. And so you might want something that's gonna be kind of subtle to kind of, you know, ease you into the flavor that you're about to get from the lemon pepper. But overall, I'm gonna rate the garlic Parmesan wings, I'm gonna rate them maybe like an 8. So yeah, the fries, I'm gonna rate the fries at 8 because they're not as, you know, seasoned, but that's okay. It's probably overall better for your health anyway. You know what I'm saying? Okay, baby, pretty privilege is something else. So girl, this lady just walked in, baby. She was gorgeous. You hear me? Gorgeous. So she walked in to pick up an order, girl. And so the manager, baby, he done gave her 2 free things of lemonade. So she was shocked. She was like, thank you. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Girl, listen, use your pretty privilege. I know Sweetie been down to the thing talking about pretty privilege comes with pretty punishment. And she was just saying like when she, you know, there's been times where she's been excluded, not invited, not included or whatever. And that just comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? But there are definitely privileges that come along with pretty privilege. And then let me just say this as well. There are also privileges that come along with being fit. And that's why, not to say that I'm looking for any privileges, but I do want to get my health in order. Just, I think for me, it's kind of like, for just because I think when your health is in order, your physical health is in order, it helps you with your mental health. But it does add another component to, you know, to you and to opportunities and stuff like that or whatever. And so But yeah, it's a lot of guys that have been talking about, fit privilege. Men. I don't think men get pretty privilege, but I do think that they get handsome. Like if a guy is handsome, he gets a certain amount of privilege, especially in the workplace, depending on where he works. If he works with a lot of women, he absolutely does get uh, advantages because he's more attractive. And so, one guy, he was just saying how, as a guy, even if you're not handsome, if you keep your hair cut and if you keep your body in shape, then you're gonna be kind of at the top of the food chain, if you will. And he was saying because a lot of men are not fit. And I agree with that as far as he's concerned, as far as what he was saying, because there are a lot of men that are not fit. But just as someone who I'm just now kind of getting really serious about, just waking up every day and getting some type of exercise, especially in the sun, I will say that we can talk about how fine and cute we look once, we get the body we want. But I think the biggest part or the more important part is the mental stimulation and how it just elevates your mood or whatever. Because I'm in a very good mood, and I noticed like my mood has been elevated just because I got up and I got out the house and went walking today. Whereas yesterday, girl, I was fighting for my life, baby. Yesterday you tried to chew your girl up. Yesterday morning had my head between girl, it had my head between a washer and a dryer. You hear me? I had a tough morning, but I fought through it. I fought, and looking back, it just feels good to just fight these battles or whatever. But anyway, girls, I'll get more into that later on or whatever. But I'm just kind of enjoying hanging out with y'all, girl. I just love hanging out with my bombshells. Oh, girl, let's try. Not the corn falling. Let's try this corn. I think this is some type of like Cajun corn, so let's try it. Oh, it's spicy. Good Lord. Oh, it's good, but we're gonna have to wait to eat that when we get home because it's a little spicy. And we still gotta walk home, so I don't want to be out in the heat, my mouth burning, I'm sweating. I don't want to have to deal with any of that. So anyway, let me finish my lunch and then I'll give you guys a call back. All right, girls, we are back from our hot girl walk. So I wanted to go ahead and get into the skincare to show you guys what I've been using to really help me with tightening everything and getting rid of this inflammation. One thing that you guys know that I'm always complaining about is literally this puffy area, this little puffy area under my right eye. What I've noticed is that area tends to swell really bad when I'm either stressed or when I have a little bit more sodium in my diet. Once that area starts to flare up, it makes me look tired even when I'm not. And so I have been looking for ways just to keep this area like smooth and bright and flat, and I was able to come across something that has been really, really helping. I had been kind of curious about different at-home devices that you can use for dark circles and hollow areas under your eyes. I know some people, they'll go and get like professional laser treatment, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm scared, and then it's expensive. So one thing that I've been using is light therapy, EMS, and that has made a huge difference. Not only has it made a difference to my skin, but it's also really, really safe. And so when Amiro Beauty reached out and offered me a PR package, I was of course on board. So the device I've been using is the Amiro R3 Turbo RF device, and it has made a huge difference in my skin. So basically, guys, this is the magic device that has made such a big difference in my skin. One of the things that I love and I appreciate is that the head of the device is completely flat. The 3 modes that I've been trying is the eye mode, and this is for the really delicate areas, around your eyes. Also helps with under eye bags as well. It is gentle, but you will feel just a little tingle. All right, guys, so these are my results directly after using it under my eyes, and it has, y'all, I cannot stop smiling. It has made such a big difference. The next mode that I use it on is the V contour. Now the V contour is basically when you want to contour your lower face. The V contour mode uses the LED red light. Also it uses the RF, and it also uses the EMS. And because this is for your lower jawline, the tingle is going to be a little bit more intense, but again, it's never damaging and it's always going to be safe. By the way, guys, you will receive these masks with your device. This piece goes over your ear like this. All right, guys, so I know in the camera it may look a little yellow. See, it is a red light as I put it up to my skin. I'm gonna move the device from left to right. Oh my God. Oh my God, y'all. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I am so impressed. The third and final mode that I've been using is the full face anti-aging mode. You're gonna have the infrared light, plus you're going to have the RF, and in addition to that, you're going to have the EMS. This particular mode is for wrinkles and fine lines. I'm gonna use a moisturizing serum gel that came with the device. All you're gonna do is literally, you can put the moisturizing serum on the device itself like I did, or you can apply it directly to your skin. You'll know that it's the right mode because on the device you'll see like the round circle that indicates that it is for your entire face. This mode is very, very gentle. So guys, another thing that I love is a triple precision temperature control. The device keeps the dermis around 45 degrees Celsius and the surface at 43 degrees Celsius. It's warm enough to work, but it's never irritating. It specifically targets the dermis where collagen lives without affecting deeper layers of fat, so you don't lose any facial volume. Over time, it does help tighten the skin, smooth fine lines, and improve texture. And also, guys, the controls are very, very simple. So basically, what you would do to power your device on is press and hold the red button. Once you do that, you can switch in between modes. When you see the half bottom, that means that that is the V control. When you see the entire face, that means that it is doing the work on your entire face. When you see the top half, that is for your eye and upper face area. All right, guys, so these are the results. This is my skin. It's giving glazed donut. It's giving glass skin. I feel so pretty. But the best part of this is that you guys can get $70 off of your Miro R3 Turbo device. You will then use my code, which is Rochelle70. It means that your final price for the device is going to be $249.99. It also comes with free shipping as well as a 90-day money-back guarantee. And you will also get a 1-year warranty. And with the 1-year warranty, you'll be able to try it risk-free. What I'll say is this, the Miro Turbo R3, it is phenomenal. It really does combine professional technology with everyday skincare. And so I've seen such a big difference in my skin. It's made my skin a lot more brighter. It's absolutely made my skin a lot more tighter. And I've noticed that it has completely taken away the inflammation. I would recommend that you use a device with your serums or with your cream because of the different levels in the device and the technology. It does help your skincare products work a lot harder. So basically, after a few sessions, I've noticed a significant difference in my skin. What I'm gonna do is make sure that I leave all of the links in the description box below. So I hope that you guys head over to the website and grab your Miro R3 Turbo device today. Once again, I would like to thank Miro for sponsoring today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and on to the vlog.
One of my supposed to do. Want to cook you a soup that warms your soul, but nothing will change at all. It's just a day to bring it all about. Just another day. Nothing's any.
Hey girls, all right, so I just finished doing profit and loss statement. It took a while, but we got it done. I had to make a conscious decision that at least sit down and look at your revenue. And I think sometimes for me, it's important to do that so I can see where I was and the actions I need to take to get back to that. Sometimes we'll say stuff like, oh, I'm a good steward of money, and I am. Don't get me wrong, I'm a great steward of money. However, I think the thing that is not taken into consideration is that you can be the best steward of money, but if you are not a good steward of time or other things, that is eventually going to bleed over into money and other things. Another thing that I've had to realize is that, like I pray over my family and my friends and things like that, my home and my own safety. I don't pray over my finances, and it's like something that is so important. Don't forget to pray over your finances. One of the things that I can honestly say about this season of where I am, even though it's not fun, I'm so grateful that God has, allowed me to see certain things and just certain holes that need to be filled. I was talking to ChatGPT yesterday because me and my best friend had a conversation, and then later on that day, me and my cousin had a conversation, and the conversation was about asking them if they believe that someone can prey on your downfall. And my best friend and we were saying, yeah, in a sense. And I really just had to sit there and think about it. And I had to think about the fact of people can prey on your downfall. However, if your faith is stronger than what they believe that they can do, then absolutely not. However, if your defenses are down, I don't necessarily think that they can prey on your downfall, but because your defenses are down, you could be your own worst enemy, and you could start believing those bad things that you say to yourself. And what I mean by your defenses being down, I'm more or less referring to, like for example, myself, when I go through these bouts of depression, my defenses are down when I'm going through depression. I'm not exercising, I'm not praying, I'm not journaling, I'm not even eating properly, I'm not getting out of the bed. I'm literally just in a dark room scrolling endlessly, just in an abyss. And then you do that and you go to sleep and you wake up again and you're crying because you feel terrible about yourself. You feeling like a loser because you just don't know why you just cannot get out of the bed. And it is a cycle. And the sad and just the sad part about depression is you could have the best day. You could wake up in the morning and there it is. There it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all remember that song, Good Morning Heartache? That's depression. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to say good morning to it, but you also have to know how to fight it. And so if you keep going through these bouts of depression, you don't have the tools and stuff you need, then yeah, you don't have to worry about nobody praying against you, because those bad, terrible, awful things that you say to yourself are going to win. Oh, I'm a loser, I'm lazy, I can't get out of the bed, I don't feel good about myself, I'm not smart. All of these things that you tell yourself, those things will absolutely positively win. And so I was asking my cousin. When I asked my cousin, she didn't even entertain the question. You know what she did? She immediately went into prayer. She went into a prayer that was just so powerful. She literally just stopped in her tracks and she was like, I will not entertain this conversation, and I rebuke and I bind anything, any force that could come against you. Like, she literally prayed, and that was so powerful. You guys let me know how y'all feel about that. By the way, I don't want to leave you guys out of this conversation. So anyway, once I had a chance to kind of decompress and think about both conversations, guys, you know what I did? I went on ChatGPT. And when I went on ChatGPT, she was kind of saying that people can prey on your downfall. However, you have to know that that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Not only did she do that, she immediately created a prayer of protection and victory. So basically at the end of the prayer, she says, fight for yourself and keep your defenses up through prayer. And so again, that's what I was talking about your defenses being low. Guys, if you would like me to, I will post this prayer in my comment section. If I'm going to wait for you guys to let me know if this is something that you would like for me to post in the comment section. This prayer is for my girls that are currently working, and maybe you're dealing with somebody on your job that's trying to just make your life hell. This prayer is also for my girls that are back on the market looking to seek employment. When we talk about, do you think people can prey on your downfall? Another thing that I was telling my best friend was that sometimes people may not necessarily prey on your downfall. However, sometimes people have resources and they have connections and they're able to do certain things to, bring attack against you. If you have a business, maybe they have a huge network of people that will go and write a bunch of bad reviews, even though you know that stuff is not true. If you work somewhere, you might have, maybe had a disagreement with the coworker who is, maybe ranked higher and has been at the company longer, and she or he can go say things to the management team, and then that can start, a whole fire and end up getting you terminated. And so that's what I mean by people plotting on your downfall as well, not just through prayer or other things. Just wanted to talk about that or whatever, because it is something that's been on my mind. But you know what, y'all, that I am so grateful for? The gift of compassion. When you have gone through so many things in such a tough time, if you don't come out of this knowing how to be compassionate, you might have to go through it again. So I'm so grateful that I've learned how to be compassionate, and I learned that I have to look at things. I have to critically think about things, like when I was talking about La Madeleine's today. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. But we have to look at the big picture. Yeah, it's hot. But do you think about the fact of that owner probably has some serious decisions to make? You know what I'm saying? We just never know what financial situation people are going through. We never know where people are mentally. To be very honest and transparent with you guys, for a long time, I've held on to some hurt and some resentment. But when you have time just to sit back and reflect, you have to think about the people that hurt you and the people that you have resentment towards. Those people have been hurt. And sometimes the only way that they know how to cope is to hurt you. Now, I'm not saying go forgive them and invite them to Thanksgiving dinner, but I'm saying understand that people use hurt as a tool, because that's the only tool that they have. They don't know any other way to deal with things. So they fight fire even when it's not necessary. Like sometimes we're like, y'all, and this is why I don't get into arguments with people. Some people, they literally came into the world on an argument. They literally have been arguing since they were an embryo or a fetus. And so do not think that you're going to win against people. It's some people that just, you will never win an argument against them. I don't get into it with people like that. I show them compassion, and I show myself some grace and some peace, and I walk what you call away. And so because of the season I'm going through, I didn't always have compassion. You know what I'm saying? Like even remember when I used to be driving, I used to be like, girl, you better get away from me with that 1985 Buick LeSabre, girl. And now I am realizing that a 1987 or even a 1985 Buick LeSabre is better than any Infiniti. And I'm standing on it. And I wish I had a 1985 Buick LeSabre. You know what I'm saying? And so it's amazing how just going through a season of wilderness will absolutely change you, and it will change your mindset. Now, I don't wish this season on nobody, but I am grateful for the lessons that I've learned. So anyway, girls, I just wanted to come in and talk to y'all about faith and finance and fasting and your defenses being down and how to keep yourself protected even in those moments where you are feeling vulnerable. So yeah, but I think I am going to chill for a moment and maybe get caught up on a few vlogs and watch some of the girls, and then I'll give you guys a call back later.
16 carriages driving away while I watch them ride with my dreams away, dreams away, dreams away, dreams away. It's been umpteen summers and I'm not in my bed, on the back of the bus in a bunk with the band. Going so hard, gotta choose myself. Underpaid and overwhelmed. I might cook clean, but still won't fall. Still working all my life, you know. Only God knows, only God knows, only God knows. 16 carriages driving away while I watch them ride with my fears away to the summer sunset on a holy night, on a long back road. All the tears I fight. 16 carriages driving away while I watch them ride with my fears away till the summer sunset on a holy night, on a long back road. All the tears I fight. $16 working all day, ain't got time to waste. I got art to make, I got love to create on this holy night. They won't dim my light. All these years I fight. It's been 38 summers and I'm in my bed, on the back of the bus in a bunk with the band. Going so hard, now I miss my kids. Overworked and overwhelmed. I might cook clean, but still won't fall. Still working all my life, you know. Only God knows, only God knows, only God knows. 16 carriages.
All right, girls, this is me with makeup. This is my first time wearing makeup since I have done the RF treatment on my face with my device, and I feel so gorgeous. And again, the swelling is gone down. I feel amazing. But what I think I'm gonna do the next time, instead of just kind of doing it here, you know that you can go up as far as the mask will go, if that makes any sense. So if the mask stops right here, you can use the device up until, you know, as long as the area that you're using it on is covered or whatever, you can use it there. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I probably won't be using it on my eyelids because I just won't. But yeah, so also you want to make sure when you use it, you can use it here. And I know y'all like, girl, you and this device. The reason why I keep talking about it is because I'm gonna be honest, I cannot believe how gorgeous my skin looks and how tight it feels and how I just feel so pretty, you know, like I just feel beautiful. And I love like how youthful I'm sorry y'all, I keep looking in the viewfinder, I'm so sorry, but y'all, I just feel so pretty. So yes, girls, but y'all, we just got in our gorgeous pots. So I told y'all in the last vlog that we were gonna get some pots. And so I'm gonna do this unboxing with y'all. So let's do it. So this is the company, Leboeuf or Leboeuf. Lebof is the name of the company. And this is the titanium pro cooking set. Okay. Oh my God, it's so fancy, girl. Look how fancy this is. So built to last and designed to inspire. Oh my God, I did not know the tops were gold. And then I love the texture. So pretty. Okay, this is the first pot again. It has that beautiful shape on the outside. I love the fact that it has a little bit of a spout here. So when you pour out water from pasta, rice, whatever it is that you're cooking, it just has the spout, and so you don't have to worry about leaning it over completely because it does have an area for the liquid to escape. So that's really interesting. Now guys, I just wanted y'all to know that these handles are cool to the touch. So when you cook with these, you don't have to worry about if you touching the handles will burn you. You see that there is a coating here. So it does have the technology in there where again, it is cool to the touch. So when you pick up your pot, or when you pick up your lid, you'll be able to use this, so you know, just to protect your hands. Wow, this is gorgeous. Oh my God, and it has the engraving on the side. I love that. This camera is doing the pot no justice. It is huge. So it's basically like a skillet and a pot. But I'm gonna be honest, I also feel that it could serve as a wok as well. It is gorgeous. Another skillet, so pretty. Another pot, love this. And actually, guys, you get 2 of these mini mitts with your pot set. Yeah, girl, the camera cut off because I guess I was getting too excited. But anyway, so yeah, I think it's just a matter of just like using your platform. That's what I was trying to say, intentionally. You know, and speaking those things that you want into existence. It's just like, it's so important, you know what I'm saying? And so like I was saying, there's nothing wrong with like showing personality and stuff. I have a lot of personality, but I just never thought like picking up the camera and just recording and showing clothes and just stuff that I like, you know what I mean? Like thrifting, that's how my channel started. It started with me just going to the thrift store and putting looks together and showing you girls how to dress for the office and for dates and, you know, from the boardroom to the bedroom and all of that stuff. But I just feel so grateful, like a company thought enough of me to reach out and want to send you girls some pots. And so yeah, I think it's important that you are intentional, you know, with your platform. But of course you want to do it because you love it, you know what I'm saying? But you also want to make sure that you are adding value. So I feel really, really good about that. And yeah, so I was over here getting ready for a sponsorship that I need to film. Actually, a couple of sponsorships. So we have a luggage sponsorship, like a carry-on type of thing. And then we have another one with some sweaters. I showed y'all the sweaters on the last vlog, but I actually need to film the content for that. So yeah, girls, I'm feeling so happy. I have not actually talked to you girls all day. So that was my first time picking up the camera when I, you know, when I showed y'all the pots. Or actually, no, I'm trying to think. When did I talk to y'all the last time? I think, yeah, girl, I don't know. We're going to figure it out when y'all see the footage, you know, when I edit this vlog. But anyway, I feel so happy. I feel like we're making some moves. I feel like this season is coming to an end. But you know what? Let me say this. Since we're talking about manifestation, Acura, if you are listening and if you are watching, I would absolutely positively love for you to sponsor me by gifting me an Acura 2025 RDX with the red leather, black trim, as well as the technology package. If you would like to work with me, you can hit me up at rochellechanel@gmail.com. Yeah! Since, you know, since the companies are now, you know, wanting to reach out and give you girls some stuff, can y'all please give me a free Acura? Can you guys gift me an Acura? Okay, I will do promotion for y'all for a whole year for free if you want me to. But anyway, so since we manifest this stuff, you know, maybe they'll reach out and send your girl a car. But yeah, so I had to talk to you guys on my Sony because, girl, the DJI, girl, it is tripping. I don't know. She done got into a bad mood or whatever, girl. So she is tripping. So we have to wait for her to cool off a little bit. And so once that happens, I'll film those sponsorships. And then I think we're just going to hang out for the rest of the day. Maybe we'll do, did you guys like the pool day? Maybe we'll go sit by the pool. Girl, let me say this. It's a lot of children down to the pool, girl. You know what I mean? It's a lot of kids down there. And I don't know. I'm thinking like we could still go down there and just hang out a little bit or whatever. But that'll be later on once I finish these sponsorships. So anyway, girls, let me see if I can kind of get the DJI cooled off a little bit. Let me grab it. Hold on. But we got to cook a meal. That's another thing, girls. We're going to cook a fabulous meal in our new pots. Y'all already know what my favorite meal is. What's my favorite meal? Put it in the comment section. But I'm going to tell y'all. Y'all put it in there. And then I'm going to see if y'all get it right. But my favorite meal, you know what? I'm not going to tell y'all. I'm going to see who been listening. I'm going to see who been listening. I'm not going to tell y'all what my favorite meal is. So I love this DJI camera, but it's so fragile, girls. It's so fragile and it could be a little bit temperamental, you know what I mean? And so I wish that they would have made it, you know, just kind of like with, you know, maybe sports use in mind, or people who have a little bit more of a, you know, I'm not gonna say rugged lifestyle. So y'all see how it's acting like it does not want to rotate or whatever. And it does that from time to time. Okay. So basically if your DJI does that, what I've learned to do is literally just lay it down on a flat surface and just leave it alone. And mine probably does that because I've actually dropped it before accidentally. And then this is the attachment that I use. So girl, what's so crazy is when I'm walking, when we're going on our hot girl walk, it'd be a lot of people like looking and slowing their car down. And I don't necessarily think it's because, you know, like they just looking at me. I think it's because it kind of looks like a weapon. You know what I'm saying? So I think they probably be wondering like, oh my God, what is that in her hand? And so sometimes I'll be carrying it like this. Y'all tell me what y'all think this look like. If you just see somebody walking down the street with this, and normally I'll have this part covered. So this protects it right here. But girl, if you see somebody walking down the street with something like this, or either, you know, even if it's straight, you probably would be curious. But typically I'll walk with it like this because when I'm talking to you guys, this base keeps it stable. So if y'all are wondering like, how am I able to keep it so steady and so stable? It is simply because of this little component right here. Now this did not come with the camera. This came with like another camera or whatever. But yeah, so I found it to be useful. And then it also has these 4 legs. This is a Sony tripod. You can actually pair this as well. So it is Bluetooth and you can pair it to your device. But yeah, so it has the 3 legs here. So, you know, I like to carry it like this. And then also, girls, it's super easy to take this off and you can put this in your purse. And that way you don't have to worry about not having enough room. And so when you take it off, it's kind of one of those things. And then keep in mind the DJI also does come with its own little stand or whatever, but that stand is too short for me. So I like to use this. So yeah, girls, but anyway, I need to go ahead and get ready to start filming a couple of other things. Let me get that done and then I'll give you guys a call back when I'm finished.
Good vibration.